last week we talked about how Jesus is a priest forever according to the order of Melchizedek. Everybody say Melchizedek.
Melchizedek.
Or Melchizedek, but it's pronounced Melchizedek, right? And so there's a couple of different theories on who Melchizedek is. Some believe that he's a Christ-like figure. And what I presented to you was what?
Oh, that was really good. It's like one of the cherubs.
So there's another theory that he's one of the cherubs who was overshadowing the mercy seat, with Lucifer being the other one who fell. Correct?
Correct.
And remember, we talked about how Lucifer was covered in stones, and he would face creation, and the light of God would shine to creation. Well, he liked that a bit too much and quit giving glory to God. Look at himself. When he looked at himself, boom, outside of the image. Adam is created glowing in the image of God in his presence, looks at himself. Oh, man, that doesn't taste like I thought it did. Finds himself outside creation. We saw that video from the Bible Project kind of illustrating those two things. So you had at creation what? You had heaven and earth, correct? So here's the heavenly realm, here's the earthly realm. And what was in the middle, right here?
Eden.
Eden. And this is the Hebraic thought, and we'll catch you up with the video if you haven't seen it. So, boom, boom, boom. What is that? It's a tree, right? Tree of life. Okay? So the tree of life was there, it was available. What did they eat of? The tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So, good, evil, connection. So, they ate of something that was of a disconnect. I'll get more on that later. I have a whole e-lesson I'm going to release that talks all about that and explains that. So maybe for now, just forget to try to squeeze that in there. But when you watch the e-lesson, you're like, oh, that's what the Bible meant. What was Jesus crucified on?
Cross.
Tree.
You got two trees. Jesus couldn't just die. He had to die between heaven and earth.
Wow.
His feet weren't on the ground. Or was he suspended? Whoa! Sorry. Or was he suspended?
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Between heaven and earth.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
And so what they show in the video, what was the ultimate goal? I had it right here. Come together, right?
Coming together.
Okay. So when these come together, it says it was always intended. Correct?
Yes.
Father, loving Son. Loving bride. Bride, loving Spirit. So you have the Trinity cycle. Does that make sense? I'll tie this into prayer in a second. So, you have the Trinity cycle, Father, loving Son, Son, loving Spirit, Spirit, loving Father. So you have Father, loving Son, Son revealing Spirit, and that grafted into the earthly realm. You see how that kind of is seen here? So, Father loving Son, Son's revealed on the earth. You look at the Son, you see the Father. The Son ascends. What does the Son do? He sends the Spirit. And remember, too, when Jesus was baptized, that's where you see the Trinity on earth. So you have Jesus going into the water. He comes up. The dove comes and rests. And then, this is my beloved Son, in whom I'm well pleased. Father, Son, Spirit in the earth again for the first time since the fall. Not that he's not. He's omniscient. He's omnipotent. He's everywhere. Right? But now, he's available to be seen, known, and heard. And some people couldn't see him for who he was. Some people thought it thundered. They couldn't hear him. They had love deficits. So the fact that they heard thunder reveals they were disconnected. So when we talk about prayer, we don't want to talk about prayer from a place of disconnection, lack of identity. This is the Genesis blueprint of a healthy boundary, a healthy life, and I'm communicating healthy with people around me. I'm going to reproduce this. Identity, intimacy. If I don't have identity, but I have a calling and I rush out into it, then I'm reproducing this.
Yeah, that was me.
That's God's image, but it's not His perfect image. It says we see in a glass darkly, but it's becoming clearer. Does that make sense? 1 Corinthians what? I don't remember. But are we reproducing healthy people? You are connected, reproducing healthy people. Reproducing, connecting healthy people. Oh, wait a minute. The atom, the cellular structure. And what connects these?
Oh gosh.
Laminin.
Laminin.
Laminin. So what actually connects our cells in our body and holds it together is a cross-shaped protein called laminin.
Wow.
Literally. That's amazing.
It's everywhere. And so also, you have atoms. I tried to flip it, bro. It's not flipping. I don't know.
It doesn't look in at the bottom of it.
So what else does this look like?
Yeah.
It looks like galaxies. It looks like the stars. From the smallest molecule to the biggest galaxy, you have the Trinity cycle stained, imprinted
Wow.
in all creation. He was slain for the foundation of the world because he would do whatever it took for family. He knew that giving us a choice would cost him something, and he chose to make that decision so that we could freely choose him. It was a divine exchange of freedom of choice. You guys tracking?